What's good, boy? What's good, Fields?
What's up, baby?
What's good, man? What's good, man? First and foremost, let me introduce you to the people, man. Today we got in the studio a personal friend of mine by the name of Philly, man, and he did time with me on the Ferguson unit, man. And I haven't saw him in a long time, man. So we taking the game to the East Coast, man. I had to reach out a long way to get in touch with you, man. So do me a favor, man. Before we get into this, as we call it, the day room talk, right?
Yes,
As we
sir.
before we get into this, man, go ahead and tell the people uh, a little bit about you, man, where you're from, and most of all, what led you to this Texas prison.
Well, first of all, I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. Now, of course, like everybody, they start doing things on their own, making a few bad decisions. And first and foremost, I give Texas the utmost respect. I mean, it's just Southern hospitality. I always heard it, read about it, whatever the case may be. But me coming to Texas, actually enjoying every bit about it, even the incarceration situation. We'll get to that later. But overall, man, I just want to give a big ups to Texas. All the brothers I met, I can't name a lot, but just in general, that Ferguson unit, it was something special. And the fact of the matter that we back in contact and everything, I'm talking about special. A lot of good men. And I sit back and watch the channel from time to time. I'm very busy, but I do catch, a lot. I just see a lot of brothers out, a lot of brothers we interacted with, everything I'm talking about is just, and for me to be from out of state and to be able to come into your system and the love. And first and foremost, when I met you, you know what I mean? We'll get to that, whatever. But most of all, I'm from Philly, came to Texas, man, made some bad decisions. I was incarcerated, made the best of the situation, and I'm here to tell it today.
So let me ask this, man. So it's like I do everybody else, man, and I have to ask you, especially you, because you wasn't born and raised in Texas, right? As you just told the viewers, you was born in Philadelphia. So what year did you arrive to the Ferguson unit?
I got to Ferguson in 2002, D block. Matter of fact, a lot of people, before I even came up the hallway, I knew a lot of people. I'm confused. Hold up. 2002, I came to Ferguson on D block, C block, then D block, then G block. But I met you in a gym 2002, word.
So let me ask this, man. So coming from Philly, coming to Texas, arrive at the Ferguson unit, man. What was going through your head when you arrived at the back gate of the Ferguson unit, man?
It's crazy because when I was waiting to get my time, I heard all the stories. I heard everything. And I mean, I'm going to just say about it, the grace of God, it wasn't like I was paranoid. It wasn't like I was afraid. Of course, I was cautious and well aware. But lifestyle I was living before I got incarcerated was a little crazy. So when I heard the stories, at the end of the day, I knew I had to knuckle up. But when I finally hit, and it was just what they said it was. I hit C block, and I didn't know actually what it was, the floor being open and all that. And I just thought it was funny because I never forget a couple guys I came with. You know what I'm saying? And we're going through the motions, hit the day room, they let us know what's up. You got to get it in. Ain't no ifs, ands, buts about it. You know what I'm saying? And I never forget, man. I had my situations, you know what I mean? But that's why I was able to come up the hallway. And when I say respect, not in a gorilla way, just in the fact, man, that's a little Philly. He cool. He was down the hallway, bull rock. He stay out the way, this and that, the third. So I'm looking at the guys that's from Texas, and they not going through what I'm going through. But what I mean by that is some brothers don't want to get involved. And I'm like, wait a minute, where they do this at? But at the end of the day, man, we rocked and roll a little bit, done a little time, got older, most importantly, and found a way to do the time much better.
So let me ask this, man. So I know, like you just said, we all get tried and tested when we enter them day rooms, man, because people want to see where your heart is at, right?
Right.
Especially back then, right?
Right.
So if you can remember, man, what was it like when you first got into that first altercation, man? If you can remember.
Man, I remember like it was yesterday. Uh, I fell out of Killeen, Texas. So the understand I'm not a gang member. At the time, the block I was on, C block, gang members was checking gang members, civilians, get it, whatever the case may be. But once they found out from Killeen that we went to showers, I come back to the cell, and my son was like, "Yo, the guy from Killeen upstairs, this how I go around here." I'm like, "Look, I'm cool. Just let me know where I need to be." They don't know the type of energy they about to get. You know what I mean? Win, lose, or draw. They don't understand. I'm already, you know what I mean? If you know me, you know what my energy is. It's positive. But if we got to go to a whole nother situation, I got to do what I need to do. But the guy was there from Killeen. It was crazy. Got under the TV. He talked to homie talk, whatever the case may be. And we went in. And when we went in, Wood, listen, man, it was just, I know I defend myself. And now he talking about hold on, hold up, chill, chill. Nah, I'm already worked up. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, after that was the one that kind of like, damn, okay. Then we had a couple others throughout the week, but it wasn't nothing like that first one. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt as though, I wasn't the biggest guy, but I felt as though they might have thought, man, he a little small, so this and that. Nah, whole different situation. You know what I'm saying? Whole different situation, right? And I'm about to come meet you right around that time. I'm
so,
about to come to the.
so man, let me ask you this, man. So,
What up?
uh, I know we all had good days and bad days, man. And some of them days we want to forget, right? But
Right.
I mean, go ahead and detail for the viewers, man. Your worst day on that Ferguson unit, man.
Man, let me see. What can I say my worst day? You know what? If I really got to think about it, my worst day? It's crazy. They came and picked me up. I just got out the shower, came home from work, went to the cell, feeling good, everything going right. You know what I mean? Went to visitation that day, and they in the cell. And at the end of the day, my mindset was different than what it is now. As they're in the cell, I'm really thinking like, man, I know I'm not gonna go quote anything, but at that time, I'm upset because they in my cell, but I know why they're in my cell. Because the things I'm indulging in. They're just doing their job. At that time, I'm tripping, like, man, what they F with me for, this, that, the third. But the reason I say it was my worst night, I had a lot of things going on. Had some things that just wasn't finished connected yet, had money everywhere. You know how it go. And they locked me up. And for like a day or two, I had no idea what I was locked up for. And you're going to remember the situation. I ain't going to mention no names, but I got tied into a whole nother situation with a kite with my nickname. And they
Yeah.
picked me up. And right. And it's like, man, it was just being in that situation. And I think I thought I had everything I needed to be in control. And that was like my lifeline. What I mean by that is I got family support. But when you involved in the type of time I had to do, it pretty much what you taught me, yo, everything count. You understand what I'm saying? I know how it is sometimes when you take a fall, you might can't bounce back. And just going through that for a couple of weeks, it wasn't no physical battle, that I had to deal with. That was my worst days in Ferguson. That wasn't my issues at all. More or less with me, it was the mental battles. You understand what I'm saying? But that was because I couldn't get no phone call. I'm trying to get help from from my family so they can get me by it was just I couldn't do nothing. They had me in a box, and these people is doing what they want to do with me. Excuse me. So that was my worst night, man. Honestly, lockdowns and all that. That's cool. It's just that situation right there. I felt helpless. You know what I'm saying?
Once again, man, people realize stories. Can't get that here Nothing but at the Ferguson Chronicle, man, where we always keep it 110. And like I said at the opening of the story of the show, man, we're taking the show all the way to the East Coast to Virginia to talk with a friend of mine, aka known as Philly. Philly did time in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man, and like I said, he's here today to tell his story. So, so check this out, Phil. So let me ask this here. I remember we all had jobs, right? You know,
Right,
some SSI, some in the kitchen, and some in the laundry, right? But most of
right,
all, we worked in the fields, right?
right.
So go ahead and tell the viewers, man, what was it like for you on that Ferguson unit, man? Being raised on that East Coast, now you're down here in Texas, in this Texas swing and in this heat. What was it like for you?
Now listen, that was crazy. I mean, I read about it, you know what I mean? I looked at movies and TV shows, whatever. But when I actually went to the field, it was on C Block. And I'm talking about, I'm seeing how people lacing their boots up. This is all new to me. With the tools and everything, and the heat, no cold water. And when we actually go out there and I see what we're doing, I'm really like, damn, this shit is crazy. Excuse my language. I'm like, this is crazy. This is real live. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I had to do it. I had to do it. I cracked my jokes, and I used to crack up when when they start singing the songs and all that because it was new to me. You know what I mean? It took me back, but I was like, damn, they really on it. You know what I mean? Definitely a hell of an experience. You know what I'm saying?
So, man, let me ask this. So, I mean, we all go through different things in prison, man. Sometimes we lose people, sometimes we don't, man. But during your stay in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, man, was it anybody lost in your family?
Man, listen, I give glory to God because during the course of that time, and I had some very close people to me that my grandmother and grandfather, we prayed daily that I make it home to them before they pass and I be free. And not only did we pray for that, we also prayed for me actually coming home and spending some quality time with them. You know what I'm saying? And I listen to me when I tell you I'm so thankful that I didn't have to go through that because a lot of brothers that I know that went through that, lost their mothers, some lost their kids. You know what I'm saying? And the way I felt for my grandparents, I know it would have crushed me because at the end of the day, you're not gonna be able to go to a funeral. You're not going to get the base you really need. It's just something you're going to miss. So I thank God. No, I haven't lost. I did not lose anyone during the course of my time. I honestly would. I ain't even going to hold you, man. I was, my whole situation was blessed. Honestly, to be out of state like that, you know what I mean? And you know me. You know what I'm saying? I was blessed, man. Even coming through the physical part when I first came to Ferguson, it was just like I said, you got to do what you got to do. But for how I seen other brothers get done, it was just like, yo, you know what I mean? It was just definitely a lesson, life learning, you know what I mean? It's got its ups and downs, like you say. But man, one thing you told me when we got back in contact, and I say it to this day, you know what I mean? You said you seen something in me. And when we got back in contact, you look at I'm a family man now and everything, and you said, man, I knew you'd make it to the finish line. Yo, it's always gonna be that way. And I'm gonna tell you something. That Ferguson made me tougher, and not in many different ways. So that's why when I'm out here now, yo, Wood, I'm real rap. Don't nothing bother me out here, baby. Don't nothing bother me out here, man.
Yeah.
Because all different, even with my wife. I mean, we got man, love her to death, great woman, but we see life a little different based off. I wasn't free for a long time, so I'm gonna appreciate it totally different. And you never lost your freedom. You never had to go through that. That was my struggle. So that's why don't nothing bother me out here. You know what I'm saying? And we're starting to understand that. You know what I mean? For real. I'm thankful.
So, so let me ask this. So, do you firmly believe now that when you come into Texas and that sign that sits on the side of the road and say,
Yeah.
don't mess with Texas, do you
Hey,
believe that now?
listen to me, and listen. I seen the sign. I seen it as I'm coming in. paid it no mind, man. Listen to me. I tell people, I told people at Ferguson, you know, a lot of people say they from a different state, and well, I'm leaving when I get out of when I get out of here. Wood, I love Texas, but I was that boy. I got to go, and it was because of the system. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because of I enjoy myself in Texas, but the decisions that I made put me in some situations, and you know how it is. I'm doing wrong, but Texas done me wrong as well. I'm talking about, you know, the Judas system. You know how it go.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm speaking of. When I was inside, I'm like, yo, I gotta get out the way. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I came down south. You know what I'm saying? For
So
real.
let me
But
ask
yeah,
you,
don't mess with them. Do not listen. Don't listen to me. Don't mess with Texas. No form of fashion. We're breaking that law. You hear me? They got room for whatever. You hear me? They got room for whoever and whatever. And they don't give a damn what they send you, man. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
So let me ask you this, man. So we spent a lot of time in the day rooms, man, right?
Yeah,
And you met a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying, going in a lot of those day rooms, right? So
yeah.
let's talk about some of them conversations and them visions you had in your head that you was gonna put in play when you finally got free, man. Let's talk about that.
Man, you know Antonio. When I first met Antonio, I was on D Block. And you know Antonio. And I never forget, 2016, my wife, who she is now, set up a barbershop in my basement. Long story short, when she showed it to me without me even knowing she's setting it up, I broke down in tears. What? Because I gotta tell you why. I came home cutting hair in the barbershop. The parole officers took me out the shop because they can't keep up with your hours and your gross. You know what I mean? So I wasn't cutting like that no more. I had my little bag driving. I got 2 jobs, but you know, I'm grinding. So I got with this lady, woman. Long story short, she seen how good I was. She seen my situation. She put a whole shop together for me. So when I seen it, I cried. I called Antonio because that was the vision. I'm telling him in the day room, like, yo, listen, I ain't worrying about nothing, man. When I get out, I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? So when that was right there, and now you know that's what I do now. Yo, that was just, man. When I say God is good, Antonio started crying. I FaceTimed him, and I was like, yo, look, because she had it set up like a real barbershop, and that's one of my biggest memories, man. Me visualizing me cutting hair when I come home, talking about it in the day room.
So man, let me ask this. So you already said it was a struggle for you, man, you know, on the Ferguson Unit, man. Also it taught you a lot, right?
Right.
So let's talk about how you prepared yourself from a mental standpoint every day you got up, man. And to be, like I said, from another state, I can't imagine because I've never been to prison in another state, but you have, right? So how did you prepare yourself every day getting up in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice?
Man, at the beginning, and the type of block I was on, and it was the summertime when I came. So every day, day room, rec yard to the gym, the floor is open. You know what I mean? And where I came from before was like a little, what they call them. I've been away for 7 years. I'm starting to lose all this little prison vision. What they call
Yeah,
them, them state jail spots. They called
yeah, the state
transfer.
jails, yeah, transfer
Okay, so
facilities.
all right, so I was at one in Hutchins. So now that joint was rocking a little bit, you know what I mean? So it was already kind of turned up. So when I got to Ferguson, it was turned to another level. So my mind automatically went to, all right, just get it in. So I'm being honest with you. Yo, I prayed every day. You know what I'm saying? I prayed every day. And I mean, whatever would, I just been like this since I was a young boy. Whatever come my way, I deal with it, you know, accordingly. You know what I'm saying? It just as you get older, you know, your situations get a little bit tougher. But at the end of the day, you just stand tall, honestly. So at the end of the day, to answer that question, I just had my mind right, set. I know what it is. Because, yo, just take care of your business. And I knew later down the line, it's going to be better. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask this, man. So going into prison, right? you didn't know a lot. You had to be there for a while in order to try to figure out what was going on or what wasn't going on, right? So when did you realize that prison was more mental than physical?
Man, listen, I actually realized it at the state jail facility. But the environment I was in, you had a lot of chiefs with no, you had a lot of Indians and chiefs, whatever the case may be, but it was no balance, it was no structure. I've been seeing the finesse game, but also seen what the muscle game would do. But one thing about me, I already know the muscle game I had in a lot of different situations. You know what I'm saying? So, and where I'm from, we all hustlers, we all finessers in West Philadelphia. So honestly, I seen it early, but I understood it probably like 3 years later, fully. No exaggeration. When I came up the hallway, I had a conversation with you. I came up the hallway. That was 2003. But I seen and understood it better. And as the years went on, it's like, okay, man, I see now. I see why this. I see why this. And I just overall finesse. Because I'm not no muscle bull. But at the end of the day, I know here it's going to take you further. And I'm going through it now.
So let me ask this, man. So if you had to say you learned one lesson during your stay in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, what lesson would that be?
Don't trust nobody. Because you're going to hear the term, I'm the realest. You're going to hear this, and that, and the third. But you really won't know who your man really is until you're in certain situations. Not no mediocre situations. Not no situations that's normal. When you get in a tough situation, but you expect your man to deal with it a certain way, and they don't, that's what I learned inside that place. Don't trust nobody. Because you understand certain circumstances is going to break certain people.
So let me ask this, man. You hear a lot of people use the terminology real, right?
Right.
What comes to mind when Philly hear the word real? What comes to your mind?
Trust, man. Trust. Just say we got a certain connection, a certain bond. Yo, just say what you gonna do. Do what you say. Have my back like I got yours. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Even if you can't handle the situation, let me know. Don't let us get to a situation, then it go down. But all along, you got me thinking you ready for it, or whatever the case may be. Now, just let me know what it is, even if it's not what I want, so I can prepare myself. And I learned, man, prison. I'm talking about even from being in jail, from the free dealing with people in the free world. Of course, dealing with people inside. That's what I learned. What? And I brought that out here with me.
So let me ask this, man. So let's talk about the free society now, man. What did it feel like when you first found out that you was gonna be released, man, after doing time in Texas, man?
Man, it's a feeling you really can't explain. It's just, yo, you know it now because you know you home. But I tell you, I can't even explain it. Words can't explain it. That I made it. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I was so anxious and motivated. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say something real, what? And you know the type of bull I am. Yo, the day I came home, my man had something lined up for me. You know, sexual experience, whatever. I'm married now, so this is when I was back in the day. I ain't even want it. And you know the type of bull I am. Boy, I ain't even want it. I was so caught up in just the air smelled different. You know what I mean? For real. And I was just soaking it up. And they probably thought I was tripping. Nah. Y'all don't know what I just been through, man. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was, then my grandmother was there. And I mean, I just, I'm telling you, man, I give God all the glory, to this day, because that's how I got through.
So let me ask this, man. So let's talk about some of the challenges you faced when you got free, man. Let's talk about some of the things you struggled with. Some of the things that you wasn't familiar with once you got back out after doing all that time.
Oh man, technology. I couldn't even, I couldn't even turn on the TV. Let alone, I'm still trying to deal with the phone. You know what I'm saying? But that was the main thing. Most importantly, another thing was my parole officer. I mean, I'm doing everything right, but they got rules and regulations. As you know, I cut hair when I was inside. And when I went over to the feds, I was cutting hair as well. So understand, my goal and my plan was to come home and cut hair, and they knew that. Never told me I couldn't cut the barbershop. I come right in, I get right in the shop, making great money. I'm living a dream, talking sports, having fun. They shut me down. So that was the biggest challenge. When you know you can cut, you get in, you can see where you're at now, you're getting up or better. And these people come and tell you, yo, you can't cut in the barbershop no more. We can't we don't have proof of your hours. We can't get proof of your gross. So I went and got a temp service job, and I was working at a little restaurant called Shane's Rib Shack. And that was a challenge because I went from actually making some legal money, coming home, decent, nice, cutting hair. So now I'm making minimum wage, and I'm in a whole nother lane that I didn't even expect. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I kept pushing. I ain't lay down though. I didn't. I didn't. I got with the technology, got it. You know what I mean? And I just caught up. And once I caught up, my vision, I just had to go about getting to the barber stage a different way. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's all with God's timing. God knew I wasn't ready for everything that was coming to me at that moment to balance it all out. Now I'm actually where I want to be, cutting hair. I still work for another company, but I'm just a commercial landscaper. But I'm about to shut down these projects and I'll be done. So just to clear it all up, I gave them their notice in October. But we got other projects that I'm hands on. And once I complete those, I'm full-fledged barbering, which I'm in the shop now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I can balance it out now. I got everything under control. Trust me, 4 or 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. And I understand it now. And it's better for me now. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm actually the project manager at the commercial landscaping spot. So that's what I actually, when they took me out the barbershop and I started working at that restaurant and the temp service, probably like 9 months later, I tailed into this job as a laborer, worked my way up to the project manager and everything. So it all worked out. You know what I'm saying? Because remind you, I'm from Philly, got booked in Texas. I came to Virginia. I don't know nothing about Virginia. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I knew I'd make it work. And that's what I did. And several years later, I'm about to be doing what I want to do.
So let me ask this, man. So being home free, right? And I know you don't have no intentions on getting tricked back into the system, and most of all, getting tricked out of your position in society, because that's what happened to us. Uh, Sometimes we don't surround ourselves with valuable people, right?
Right.
And that's what I always tell guys that I know, especially the ones that I know that has a chance of being successful, right? It's a must that you surround yourself with valuable people, right? In order for you to get valuable things in your life. And you've done that. And from that day that I saw you in the gym, I told you you had major potentials to be what you really wanted to be. And that was free and to achieve your goals in life. So uh when I first saw you and you was with your family, But I saw this in you a long time ago, even before you got free. So uh that's just what I saw in you. But let me ask this. So give us if you had any advice, man, to give to the people, right? From a staying out of trouble standpoint, you feel me? What would be your advice to that individual so they won't wind up like Philly did, locked up in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice?
Man, one thing I say, listen to your parents. You know what I'm saying? You know, the people that raise you, they don't want you to go through the things that they went through. And I'm speaking from my aspect of, you know, you got good parents that's showing you the right things, you know, teaching the right things, you know, taking care of you the best way they can. But listen to your parents. And as you make your decisions, always make sure your decisions benefit you and your family. Because when you get booked, you're not looking at the fact, you know, you're hurting yourself. But on the bigger side, you're hurting your family, your kids, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I will tell somebody at the end of the day, surround yourself with quality people. Because whatever you're around, that's what you're going to get involved in. Now, in fact, that's how I got the landscaping job. I was around the right people. I knew nothing about it. Nothing. I knew no type of material, none of that. But just being around the right people gave me opportunity. Next thing you know, I went up top with it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's my main vessel when I got out. Make sure you surround yourself with the right people, quality. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to do first, and understand what you when you got a vision and you got ambitions, stay focused. Don't let nothing intervene in what you're trying to do. I mean, it's easier said, but once I got out, I said, damn. I got out when I was 35. I started listening to my parents. I started listening to grandma now. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'd have listened to them years and years and years ago, I'd have been in a better situation. Now, I'm not tripping where I'm at in life now because I had to go through it. But just in hindsight, it's like, yo, damn, I see why grandma was telling me this. I should have listened. But like again, when I came home, I did listen. And I agree. That's why wherever I'm at in life, that's where I'm at now. I make much better decisions.
Well, they say the hardest thing in the world to do, man, is for a man to keep it real with himself, right? And that's just the way I looked at it when we got incarcerated at a very young age, right? We was too busy trying to keep it real with somebody else and didn't keep it real with self, right? So what happened is you find yourself in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice monopoly system. And once you get inside the monopoly system, it's hard to get out, right? Because
Right.
you become one thing, and that's a number. And that becomes your identity, right? And like I say, man, and just like you said, at the age of 35, that's when you start listening to your parents. And I applaud you for that, man, because some people are reach a certain age and still won't listen, bro. But you did. So, uh, Philip, man, I always take questions from the people in the chat, man, and it seems to me that you have a couple of questions, man, directed your way, right?
Right.
So, I'm gonna read this, and you answer it the best way you see fit. So we got
Gotcha.
a individual by the name of Lovely Rika Wright said you appear to be a skilled project manager. Project manager. Do you have any project management certifications?
Yes, I do.
If you don't mind, could you elaborate on the particular project management certification that you acquire?
Oh man. Matter of fact, I might got a few things right here. All right, I'm a certified machine operator of heavy equipment, blowing machines, landscaping machines, towers, dump trucks.
So is there any more questions in the chat, producer? So with those certificates and management certifications, those were acquired once you got free, Philly?
Yeah, through the company I work for. Actually, it was crazy because, again, I told you I knew nothing of it. Knew somebody, got me hired, working down, and as you just learning stuff, and you build relationships, and you know how my personality is, and they just
Yeah.
started teaching me certain. And the president came in one day, had a conversation. He was like, "Look, man, you can move up. Just learn, and then, they put you in classes and stuff like that, and that's how you get your certifications." And you know how I am with sports, and remembering everything. I just soaked everything up. The next thing you know, just as the months and years went on, I was going up to 9. And what's crazy is what I do is not hard at all. And if they hands on with you, man, to get certified is nothing. And you don't know it until you get involved with it. You understand what I'm saying? But definitely, yeah, I got all that once I came home.
So it's another question in the chat, man. One OC right. How are you adjusting so far in society?
Man, I've been home 7 years now. Matter of fact, me 7 years, April 23rd. It was it was it was it wasn't hard. It wasn't easy. But the thing that I was hearing at the beginning and towards the middle, that I was aggressive. And I couldn't understand. I couldn't see it. And once I started dealing with my wife, and she was like, "Nah, babe, you are aggressive." But she say it's not like you're knowing that you're aggressive. It's not like you. She said it's just how you your tone and everything. And she was like, it's from being incarcerated so long, dealing with men. You guys bump heads every day. But at the end of the day, once I got grasp of that, I worked on it. But now everything is after 7 years, man. Communication is so much better. I hold conferences for the job and everything. You know what I'm saying? So I adapted pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Even with technology.
Yo, Philly, man, and like I said, man, it wasn't hard getting in touch with you, man, because I already knew I had to do is reach out, man, and the respect was mutual when you was gonna get back with me without a shadow of a doubt. I knew that. Uh,
Absolutely.
so what I do with everybody that comes on the show, man, I always allow them because it's their story. And like I say, man, uh, without the person that's coming on the show, it wouldn't be a show. And this is the people's channel, and I like to keep that in the air. This is the people's
Yes.
channel where the people can feel free to come on and tell their story without being judged, you know.
Right.
And that's why I call it the people's channel, man. So for anybody that's watching this show, always understand this, that the Ferguson Chronicle is a diverse show, and you don't have to be incarcerated to come on here and tell your story. That's the number one thing. However, Philly, always allow the person I'm interviewing to close the show out on their note, right? Shout out, salute, or whatever you want to call it to whomever that's involved, man.
Yeah.
To whoever you think that's watching, you know.
Yeah.
So I'll allow you to do that at this time.
All right, first and foremost, man. First, yo, man, I remember a lot of people. I'm sure a lot of people remember me, and I watch a lot of things, man. Nothing but love, nothing but love. Overall, man, keep pushing. If whatever you're going through, it don't matter. We free. We're free. We wake up in the morning. We blessed. Keep God first. Family second. Whatever come after that, it figures way out, man. Man, whatever you're going through, pray. Put the work in, man. We out here, man. We out here. We ain't got much left. God is talking. We out here though. Enjoy your lives, man.
With that being said, man, I always say this, man. Reach one, teach one, right? We all are flowers that was born in the concrete.
Man.
So when we grow, there's nothing gonna stand in our way, bro.
Man.
So remember this, man. Love you, respect you, stay up, stay free, and most of all, stay prayed up.
Man,
Salute.
you already know. Love you more, baby. Salute.